Hey guys, welcome to my next video, season 1, episode 5 on transformation. Now there are 4 stages of transformation. The first stage is awareness, second, intention, third, decision, fourth, discipline. Now we are on 1, awareness, and there are different things that we need to be aware of when we're trying to change who we are from where we are currently to where we're trying to get to. Now, quick background, I'm a pharmacist. Also, I'm a coach, and I found a way across the journey of my life to merge things that I'm not so passionate about with things that I am passionate about. My parents wanted me to be a pharmacist because, coming from a Nigerian background, it was a good job and good and stable job to have. And on this journey of me kind of transitioning into coaching, I found being a pharmacist very useful in the sense that it's a good thing to fall back on when all hell breaks loose. And in the last 2 months, I apologize for not having put a video out sooner, but like in the last couple of months, things have been very unstable for me personally, financially, and mentally. But because I have certain foundations, it helps me to bounce back. Foundations such as I go to the gym every day, I go for a run once a week, I take ice baths regularly, I constantly I spend time with family, I eat healthy, I train my body and my mind. I've trained for this. I've trained for difficulty before difficulty arrived. So work-wise, things have been unstable, lost contracts, was in and out of work. Now I've got some new contracts coming in, which pays me more, which is good, but we're not trying to be a pharmacist. But having said that, it's a great thing to fall back on. So I'm not going to be ungrateful and say, hey, I'm this pharmacist, don't want to be it. But at the same time, I found a way to kind of merge my passion of public speaking, my passion of entrepreneurship with pharmacy. So in as much as I do clinical pharmacy work, we're moving towards a direction of integrating systems, integrating GP practice with community pharmacy in a way that unlocks capacity for primary care, so that if you're a patient and you're struggling to get a GP appointment, you can get seen. But anyways, that aside, one thing that is really core to my heart is helping people to be the best they physically can be, and that kind of stems off from me trying to seek answers to my own life. And so just getting back into this, today's episode is on systems. So one thing that really helped me to achieve goals, and I'm still on my journey of achieving goals, but one thing that's really powerful is having a system, not just a goal. So having a goal is okay, I want to be able to, let's just talk about football because people score goals in football. So I want to, a goal is I want to be able to score goals more often, right? What does that require? It requires me to play football. Okay, right. So now if we have a system around it, it's more easier that you're going to be scoring goals more often. For example, a system would now look like, rather than just saying, I want to do this, or I want to, rather than saying I just want to play football, have a day and time when you want to show up for the activity. And what's best is when there's low resistance as well. So let's say you've got a park nearby. That's a brilliant place to start off. Even if it's small, even if you have to manufacture the goal post yourself, you put 2 bags down. That's your, one goal post is one bag, another goal post is another bag. That's ultimately the smallest way to get started. But you want to initially gain momentum, and you gain momentum by having very simple systems at the start. So one thing that I do every single day is in the morning when I wake up, I meditate. Now, what helps me to be able to do that was I've got a meditation mat right next to me. So the barrier to meditating is very low. When I wake up in the morning, it's right next to me. I don't have to go downstairs or go to another room, or have to go to some gym, some meditation yoga mat place. I don't have to do that. So I've made the barrier to entry low. Now, if I want to actually go and do meditation classes with places, it's probably a lot easier for me to do something like that because I've built the momentum of having meditated on a daily basis. Now, what am I saying to you? Ultimately, in this video, I'm saying that in order for you to have the transformation you're looking for, you need to set up the right kind of systems. Now, another system that I set up before things went unstable was I was studying history once a week. Now, that's a goal. How I turned that goal into a system was every Tuesday I'd be going to work. I would work once a week on a Tuesday. That has changed since then, but this was a perfect system. So when I would go to work, right, I would leave work at a particular time, I arrive at work at a particular time. And in those situations, it meant that I could set an alarm that could trigger when I'm going to do the activity, when I'm gonna, drive, which is part of the first step of the activity is, driving to work, right? So driving to work and then listening to something that is history related. I had already stored up some YouTube videos that I'd pre-selected, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch these videos. So I already had arranged some bulk videos, and I sat down once a week on a Sunday. I was like, okay, what kind of things do I want to study in terms of history? So when I was driving to work, I would be listening to history on that drive, and that was a great system because I was driving, I leave at a particular time, get to work at a particular time. I had an alarm that reminded me just in case I forgot, and I also had some videos that were just ready to go. So this is what I'm saying about having systems, because when you have a system, it's a lot easier for you to achieve a goal. So I want you to think about what type of goals are you planning to set in 2026, and what systems do you need to employ that can help you to get there. Additionally, having a coach is a system. It's a system of accountability. Now, you can have an accountability partner, and those things work. So I'm not gonna be one to say that accountability partners don't work. 100% they do. I had an accountability partner that helped me to quit Xbox. And Xbox, I've talked about Xbox in another video, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much here. But essentially, some people are very addicted to games because they live out characters in those games. And for a long time, that was me. That was me living multiple people's, living through a game because the game was more exciting than real life. And I'm sure many people can attest to that. Many people can say, yeah, that's true. So anyway, coming back to what we're talking about today, the most important thing is to have systems, because if you have a system, then it's easy to achieve it. Even when it comes to things that you don't want to do as well, it's important to have systems that kind of stop you from doing an activity. So when it coming back to the Xbox analogy, what I did there was essentially put it away, and I was accountable to my accountability partner, who every week I had to report whether I did an activity or didn't do an activity. So this week didn't play Xbox. So sometimes it's important to have systems that stop you from doing a particular thing. And so that's today's video. I hope you found today's video useful, and I'll see you in the next one, man. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Awkward on this park bench, a bit like fish out of water. See all of these all over me, so I feel like a waste man right now. Oh God.